Namaste, Swagatam. This is Dr. B.V.K. Shastri at Ka-Naada Phonetics, welcoming you to the Digital Sanskrit Learning Program. Digital Sanskrit skills are a necessity of 21st century Sanskrit language. This is a progression from spoken Sanskrit, conversational Sanskrit, Sambhashana Sanskritam to the next level, or you can call it a complementary skill of digital Sanskrit literacy, Samskrita Sanganaka Kaushalam. Any language has got 4 skills to be integrated: reading, writing, speaking, and listening. Conversational Sanskrit has trained you in one part of the skill. Digital Sanskrit comes as a part of creating Sanskrit documents in choice scripts of Indic languages. Could be Devanagari, could be Kannada, could be Telugu, could be Kashmiri, could be Bengali, could be Gujarati, and still it is a Sanskrit document. For this we require a character input device, Akshara Patti Keelakam, a device on which you can see, type in, key in the Sanskrit Akshara Mala as we pronounce. We at Ka-Naada have produced and take pride to say that we have produced the first Sanskrit keyboard, which is in shape, size, color, utility different from the currently known QWERTY keyboard mapped Sanskrit devices. Here you see the Sanskrit Varnamala uniquely as the first visual on the keyboard. There is no need to look at for K to type in K. There is no need to see A looking for A or looking some other key to type in other combinations. This is the uniqueness of Sanskrit keyboard. Samskrita Keelana Pattika, Akshara Keelana Pattika, Varnakshara Keelana Pattika. Prior to this, the Sanskrit visuals on the screen in multiple Indian languages were produced using a software intermediary on the operating system and the applications. To utilize that, we had to place Samskrita Varnamala Aksharas, Swara Vyanjanas on the given hardware layout of English and then map the nearest one, pass it on to the operating system to get the visuals. So there was an internal intermediary step. Sanskrit, before seeing the screen visual, had to be placed on English mode by spelling on the keyboard, then to be processed on the operating system or the application, and then get a display. So this was the earlier practice of digital Sanskrit literacy aimed to produce digital Sanskrit documents. With this keyboard, there is no need for English mapping of Sanskrit Varnamala. You see the Sanskrit characters and you see the Sanskrit combinations, Gunitakshara, Samyuktakshara, possibilities. You type as you speak, and this is passed on through the port to the operating system to generate a digital document. The same keyboard can be used for editing any Sanskrit document on the web or offline in any word processor, and update it. The hardware solution for Sanskrit digital literacy is a unique contribution we bring to the Sanskrit computer lovers. With this keyboard, a Sanskrit document can be produced in any of the 16 scripts of Indic languages just by a switch of a language button change. Why? Because Sanskrit document is voice based. The true voice of Sanskrit can be represented in multiple scripts without losing the importance, the integrity of the document. In one of the later sessions, we will demonstrate how this unique feature of Swara Vyanjana of the Brahmi languages used in the design of the Sanskrit keyboard is used for reviving a lost script in India and Karnataka, the Tigalari or the Tulu script. Today, the people who use this ancient language, who are writing their ancient script in one of the Indian scripts, have got a facility to create direct digital documents. So we have been instrumental in reviving a lost script of India, a major script which was used to write Sanskrit in South India, a script in which hundreds and thousands of manuscripts of ancient Indian sciences, religious literature, history, maths is available. So, welcome to this Sanskrit Digital Literacy webinar, where we present you on how to use the Sanskrit keyboard create, edit, save, search Sanskrit in multiple scripts of the Indic language families. I spoke about the multilingualism of Sanskrit scripting tradition. Historically, if we observe, records show that Sanskrit has a historicity of several millennia. At least the popular image of Sanskrit scripting is well known in Vyasa dictating Mahabharata to Ganesha. It was a great old time when there was no computer. We do not know what kind of a writing style, what kind of a language, what kind of a writing instrument, media was there. But the visual presentation is Vyasa is continuously speaking the Mahabharata shlokas. And what is Mahabharata? More than 1 lakh verses in poetic form, the heart of which is Bhagavad Gita. And who is Vyasa? A great composer on whose name more than 1 million verses classified as Vedas, Puranas, Bhagavata, Brahma Sutra, and so many other documents are available, and it's a live tradition. Did Vyasa invent these things for the first time? No. Before Vyasa, at least 3 millennia earlier, there was a great poet by name Valmiki. And Valmiki taught Ramayana. He composed and taught Ramayana to Lava and Kusha, as the story goes. And these two used to sing Ramayana in the streets of Ayodhya. So, Sanskrit language in its voice form, in its scripted public outreach forum, is as old as Vedas, Vyasa, Valmiki, and further down it has come up to our time. So what we are doing now is, our writing style depends upon the technology, what we are comfortable with today. We are not writing with a stylus and a palm leaf. We are not writing with a brush on the cloth, silk cloth. We are not carving it on a stone with a chisel like the Brahmi inscriptions. We are not writing even with the ink pen on a piece of paper. We have come to a phase where we have to key in the Varna Aksharas, the characters it clusters, the phonemes, using a keyboard. Therefore, to meet the requirements of current period Sanskrit learning, the future transmission, we need a digital device which meets Sanskrit multilingualism on its own merit, and that is this keyboard. The script you see on the keys at present is the current Devanagari. But this keyboard is not limited to Devanagari script. The design is by voice. Here is a button at the corner where by flipping which you will get options of changing the language of the output. You can type on the Devanagari Sanskrit keyboard and generate a Sanskrit document in Kannada, Telugu, Tulu, Malayalam, Punjabi, Gujarati, any of these things, and still it will be Sanskrit document. So this keyboard is an invention that meets the need of the hour, the need of the Sanskrit learners and users of the current period. And this serves not only the school learners in this land of Bharat, but it also serves a global need of learning Sanskrit, whichever nation, as a second language, as a foreign language, as a professional language, for the translation and other things. So the Sanskrit writing style, Sanskrit multilingualism, which has a hoary past tradition, from Valmiki to Vyasa to Ashokan inscriptions to Rudradaman inscriptions to the manuscripts in various institutions, Oriental libraries, and the scanned images, the digital documents, from the overlay apps on the QWERTY, we have come to a stage where we have a truly Sanskrit keyboard to learn to use Sanskrit Devanagari script in its natural way. In the following seminar sessions, we will explain what is the advantage of this. I'll give you a very simple illustration. We know our national anthem, Jana Gana Mana, is used all over India, and it is scripted in 16 different Indic language scripts. With Ka-Naada keyboard, you can type the national anthem, the same sequence of keystrokes, and produce it in multiple language scripts. It is the sound which makes that unique thing to happen. And this is the same feature which has made us say the same literary composition of Vyasa, Valmiki, Kalidasa, or even to that matter, the Hanuman Chalisa, Tulsidas work, and other things, without any loss of true voice. This is the unique feature. To produce a Sanskrit digital document, we don't have to take recourse to the spelling mode. It can be truly typed as per the voice. It can be typed with a visual display coming in multiple scripts without losing the true voice. This is the contribution of the Sanskrit keyboard as multilingual integrator of all the Indic language families, which is called Brahmi language families. In the webinar, in different sections, we will teach more about the practical utility both for the classical studies as well as the technical studies and other related applications, how to use and benefit from this keyboard. For whom is this keyboard meant for? This is the perennial question when the product is done. This product is done for everyone who wants to learn Sanskrit digitally. Sanskrit learning and using in a computer medium, in online media, online education, in social media, in technology work, in creating web page content, in manuscript editing, several applications. This first webinar focuses on understanding this keyboard, the layout first, which is different from the spelling based model of QWERTY or the very popular English keyboard that has been used. The organization of the characters on this keyboard are based upon the Brahmi language primary feature called the Swara and the Vyanjana. Varna is the top classification term for the character. Varnas are divided into two categories, Swaras and Vyanjanas. Depending upon a subclassification under the Brahmi group of languages, the number of characters could vary from 44 to 64. It depends upon the audience to whom we are teaching that language. But each unit of this character set, the sequence, is binary classified as Swara group and Vyanjana group. The Swara group is similar to the vowels in the English language. Vyanjana group is similar to the consonants group in the English language learning. But the English language 5 vowels are insufficient and inadequate to represent the 16 main varieties of the swaras in all Brahmi languages. The 21 consonants in English is not enough to address 33 or more Vyanjanas in Brahmi languages. It's not about the script, it is not about the phonemic units, it is the clarity of how many swaras, how many Vyanjanas are needed. So our keyboard, the Sanskrit keyboard, accommodates the swaras in the horizontal pattern and then Vyanjanas in the vertical rows, vertical columns. all put together in the matrix of a total 9 by 9, making it some 81 keys, which is far bigger and greater than the standard QWERTY keyboard. The combinations required to generate a true script document of Sanskrit are accommodated by just two combination keys. One is Vyanjana to Vyanjana combination. The other one is Swara combination to a Vyanjana cluster. This is all that is required. So the Swara combination keys are there in the middle. The Vyanjana combination keys are at the two different corners to facilitate the right hand, left hand, the top conventional finger movement and all that. Once this layout is understood clearly, the finger movement on the keyboard requires a training, a finger memory mapping training. Even those who learned English character typing on the QWERTY keyboard had undergone how to train the fingers to type ASDF, QWERTY, then JKL semicolon, and how to type it fast, how to touch type and all that. Now on this particular mode of finger memory, prior to our Sanskrit keyboard, the Sanskrit Swara Vyanjanas and combinations were mapped. That was a good convenience, historic, technical, at a certain point of technology development. Now we have come to a phase where we can truly use the true touch typing by phonemes as pronounced. There is a technical name for this in Sanskrit which is very popular to all the language learners. Ukta Lekhana, write, scribe as is spoken. Write, scribe as you hear the sounds. So the scripting, writing style of the Brahmi languages is flow of sounds. It is not a discrete spelling. So far, we did not have a keyboard which would facilitate the keying in of the sound, the voice units as they are pronounced. With Sanskrit keyboard, this is possible. This unique feature of Sanskrit keyboard is shown symbolically in the document or the image what you can see on the screen. Earlier, millennia ago, Vyasa was speaking, it's a voice, spoken document, and Ganesha writing. And what the artist has shown on that is Ganesha writing with a stylus or a brush or a peacock feather or a pen on a paper or a palm leaf manuscript. But in 21st century, if Vyasa were to ask Ganesha to scribe Mahabharata, what would be the right kind of a tool? Would Vyasa need a Ganesha? People would say, oh no, we can have a voice dictation machine. The machine will do the transcription. So the question comes, are today's transcription machines, or what we call as the dictation machines, capable of truly creating a Sanskrit document in multiple Indic language scripts? That is the first question. So that is a technology challenge. The second one, if there were to be any amends to be made for the document generated by the machine, do we have the right kind of a tool to edit, to fine-tune, to tweak the document? This is also a challenge. The first one is a program challenge. The second one is a hardware input device challenge. Sanskrit keyboard addresses the second part. Given a Sanskrit document which is generated from any other program, if it is Unicode compliant, it doesn't matter what language it is, any of the Indic families, this keyboard can be used to edit, correct, update, save and transmit. This keyboard will enable practice of Sanskrit as it should be done in the Sanskrit way. Summing up, this keyboard is meant for specific audience. The first one being those who have learned or gone through a conversational Sanskrit course, Samskrita Sambhashanam, and want to enhance their digital Sanskrit skills in Sanskrit way, Samskrita Sanganakam. This is a very specific audience. The benefit is to type Sanskrit, you don't have to depend upon the English language model or the spelling or the app. This is a hardware solution for Sanskrit multilingualism for the practice. The second audience to whom we are addressing is, you have a Sanskrit document and you need that in 16 different scripts of the Indic language families. With this document, you can create Sanskrit document in 16 different scripts of 22 different languages without recourse to the anglicized spelling or an app. So in this sense, this keyboard is a hardware add-on solution to the specific audience who want to create, edit, modify, save, practice Sanskrit in the Sanskrit way. And there is a third category of audience to whom this is addressed. There is a digital document already created from a different app. Small amendments are to be done for that. This keyboard can be used to make those critical amendments, create fresh documents like the wiki content and other things easily without any technical challenge. So the Sanskrit keyboard related digital Sanskrit webinar will detail how to use this keyboard for different applications and what else can be done. So let's be very clear. The language usage skill primarily depends upon the skill of using the language specific characters. We cannot build Sanskrit language digital literacy skills on the English spelling and phonetic. Sanskrit keyboard addresses this issue. This webinar will point out how the solutions can emerge in a 5 session, and this is very special to those who have a prior procurement, a prior order placed for this particular keyboard. There will be an introductory seminar or online help program on how to connect this keyboard to your device. It can be any standard device. It can be a Windows laptop running Windows or Linux, or a Mac system or a Linux system. It could be a tab, it could be a smartphone. That part of the technically connecting the keyboard to your device is a part of installation training support services that's provided. What this webinar focuses is how to utilize this keyboard for inputting the language characters in Sanskrit appropriate way for the Devanagari in apps and other places, and the advantage of that. Okay, the last point is what this program is not, what this keyboard is not. This keyboard is not a transliterator. That is, you type in one window like a Google transliteration window, type in one language, you hit a button, on the other side you will find the display converted into another language. This keyboard is not that. But what you can do with this is you can use one keyboard to generate multilingual Indic scripts without need for software. So there is a transliteration application which runs on a given operating system on the internet or the operating app system, but this is a hardware solution. Second one, this keyboard is not a translator. It doesn't translate from Sanskrit to English. You can learn the skills of it from this keyboard, but this keyboard as a hardware piece does not do it. So, Sanskrit translation to another language requires more tools. It could be lexicons, it could be computational linguistics, it could be machine learning, it could be mind mapping, it could be any other thing. But this keyboard becomes a foundation, an anchor to go through. Therefore, we summarize our contribution of Sanskrit keyboard in 3 specific areas. Sanskrit digital literacy skills acquisition, complementing spoken language skills. Second one, learn use Sanskrit the Sanskrit way without recourse to spelling. The third one is generate Sanskrit documents in any of the Indic Brahmi languages in the Sanskrit way. If we can achieve this goal through this webinar and the following programs, the learner, the participant would have gained a strong foundation for further improvements in Sanskrit usage. One of the easiest and low-hanging fruits, benefits of this is doing web search directly with Devanagari script. It doesn't have to be typed in English and typed in conversion and all that. You can type in directly into the browser the Sanskrit Devanagari search term. The second and most imminent important thing is the domain names, the URLs, are accepted in multiple Indic language scripts. Currently, the typing of the domain names in Indic languages, Indic language scripts, needs a OS dependent converter. With Ka-Naada keyboard, you can type in the domain names directly without any problem in the browser bar and work easily. You can save the files with Indic language names of your choice. So these are some of the advantages on which we will deal with. There are advanced things like manuscript editing, manuscript annotation, that will be explained as a part of what work we have done in the Tulu Ramayana editing and publication, e-books, e-seminars and all that. So as a concluding pitch, why I should attend this seminar, why I should have this keyboard as a prerequisite installed in my system to get the best advantage of this webinar program. Here are the 6 points. Supplement your spoken language skills with digital Sanskrit skills. Phonetically key in Sanskrit the Sanskrit way. Generate a Sanskrit document in any of the 16 scripts which stays true to the Sanskrit voice. If you have some kind of corrupted or documents that need to be edited, digital document, you can use HTML pages, for example, in displays without taking recourse to the original programs which created it. With Ka-Naada keyboard, you can edit this document. You can also use this keyboard for manuscript editing. Look at the manuscript, which is a physical paper or a palm leaf document, and you can create a digital document which can become the basis for further scholarly studies. You can use this keyboard for online search or URL access, which is an emerging field. With this, I hope you have got the message why we need a Sanskrit language appropriate keyboard to promote Sanskrit digital literacy skills. And what is Bharatiya Indian about this? The name of the keyboard is Ka-Naada. Ka-Naada is the name of the first sage scientist of ancient India, who is attributed with the conceptualization of the fundamentals of matter science, the Anu. The term Anu was given by Ka-Naada Maharshi. In English, the na and na sound are represented by yan. Of course, people use a dot below, dot above to distinguish. We are not taught in the normal English education on these things. if you call this as Ka-Naada, a philosophy of the keyboard which connects this to the music, which is a music. Gita is a music, a musical discourse, a poetic discourse on yoga, on philosophy, on Shastra in Sanskrit. So Ka-Naada is a cultural dimension of the drive, the motive which is behind this particular Sanskrit keyboard. And if you look at a higher plane of thinking, what is Sanskrit? Why keyboard should be qualified as a Sanskrit keyboard? It is Sanskrit because it is representing multilingualism integrated, integral on one keyboard. This is a Kannada keyboard, this is a Telugu keyboard, this is a Hindi keyboard, this is a Malayalam keyboard, this is a Punjabi keyboard, this is a Kashmiri keyboard, this is a Gujarati keyboard, this is a Bengali keyboard, all Maharashtrian keyboard if you want to say. It's a Tamil keyboard if you want to say. So all languages of Brahmi language family are integrated, and the Sanskrit means integrated, unified Indic language keyboard. With this, I invite you to join the Sanskrit Digital Literacy webinar anchored to Sanskrit keyboard. धन्यवाद, नमस्कार.